I don't think there's anything that's happened since we last talked, so.
Um,
Is it 0 degrees there as well?
I'm not sure if it's 0, but I know it's below freezing. I can really pull it up right now.
Yeah, I don't care much for this weather, personally.
Yeah, we're at 16 degrees right now currently.
Yeah, that's about what it is here, I think, too. All right, well, I'm gonna go mute off.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Can we
Judge?
hear Marie?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. Can you guys?
Okay.
Okay, Judge, this is Sharon. Can you, on your screen, go up in the top right corner where the little blue box is with the dots? Pull
Mhm.
down and it'll say start video,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
There
There we
you-
go. I thought I was already on.
Well, I had to-
I know.
I had to do that, so that's why I told you you needed to, so.
All right. So everybody's ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We are on the record in the case of approval of transfer of payment, case number 20 CV 643. Would the parties please state their appearances for the record?
Your Honor, Don Peterson appears on behalf of the petitioner J.G. Wentworth, Originations, LLC. Ahmarie Miller, who is the payee proposing to transfer structured settlement payment and rights, appears also in person
Okay.
via.
All right. Miss Miller, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn in by the court reporter?
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. I do. I swear.
Thank you.
Please go forward, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would first offer into evidence the exhibits 1 through 4 that would have accompanied the petition in this matter. We would have sent chambers copies to the court of those exhibits.
All right. Please go forward. Yeah, they're admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name
Ahmarie Miller.
and you live at 8711 Georgia Avenue in Kansas City, Kansas,
Yes, sir.
and that's in Wyandotte County, Kansas.
Yes.
You're 19 years old.
Yes, sir.
You're a high school graduate.
Yes, sir.
You're currently attending college,
Yes, sir.
and that would be at Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Yes, sir.
And you are on this call and video conference attending from Jefferson City, Missouri.
Yes, sir.
You're a single person.
Yes, sir.
You have no dependents.
No, sir.
And you're here today asking the court approve your transfer to my client of certain structured settlement payments that you're receiving in settlement of a tort claim for your personal injury in a motor vehicle accident that would have been involved while you were still in your mother's womb.
Yes, sir.
And you don't have any residual problems or injuries or symptoms as a result of that
No, sir.
accident.
No, sir.
And you understand I'm the attorney that represents J.G. Wentworth Originations, LLC, and I'm not your attorney.
Yes, I understand.
And it's your voluntary decision to participate in this hearing today without an attorney.
Yes.
And you were served with notice of this hearing together with the copy of the petition and the exhibits that have been admitted into evidence more than 20 days before today's hearing date.
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And you would have read and signed the purchase contract that's been entered into evidence as Exhibit 1.
Yes, sir.
And you also would have read and signed off on the disclosure statement that's been introduced into evidence as Exhibit 2.
Yes, sir.
And that disclosure statement, which would have predated your execution of the contract by at least 3 days, provides that you are proposing to transfer to my client a payment of $2,000 that you would otherwise receive on December 7th, 2022, a payment of $5,000 that you would otherwise receive on December 7th, 2025, a payment of $8,590 that you would otherwise receive on December 7th, 2028, and a payment of $5,305 that you would otherwise receive on December 7th, 2031.
Yes, sir.
And as set forth in the disclosure statement that's been introduced into evidence as Exhibit 2, you are proposing to transfer in the aggregate a total amount of structured settlement payments equal to $20,895.
Yes, sir.
And in exchange for those payments, you are to receive and have agreed to accept the sum of $5,100.
Yes, sir.
And you understand that's a net sum, that there's no deduction from that amount for any of the expense of this transaction, including any court cost or any attorney fee I may charge my client.
Yes, sir. I understand.
And you do understand that you're selling these payments at a substantial discount.
Yes, sir.
And the payments that you're selling are all owned by you.
Yes, sir.
No one's been appointed your guardian or your conservator.
No, they haven't.
And these payments are being made to you in settlement of a personal injury claim and not a workers' compensation claim.
Yes, sir.
And these payments are guaranteed payments. They're not life contingent payments, or what they describe as requiring you to be alive at the time they become due in order to receive them.
Yes, sir.
You haven't filed for bankruptcy.
No, sir.
No one's making any claim against you for any unpaid maintenance or unpaid child support.
No, sir.
And you're not aware of any law or court order that would prevent you from selling these payments.
No, sir, I'm not.
And you've previously sold payments,
Yes, sir, I have.
and that would have been when and for, and how much, and what did you receive in connection with that sale?
I received, I believe it was 6,100.
Yeah, I show that you would have sold $14,970 of payments.
Yes,
And
sir.
that would have been approved by Judge Clapper.
Yes, sir.
And that would have been would that have been this fall when that would have happened?
Yes, sir. This
And you use that money for your education?
for my education, my tuition.
And if this transfer is approved, will you still be retaining payments?
Yes, sir.
And I show that you'll be retaining some $70,000 in payments.
Yes, sir.
And those would be payments of $10,000 that you will receive in December of 2022, as well as in December of 2025. And then a payment of $20,000 that you'll receive in December of 2028. And finally, a payment of some $30,000 that you'll receive in December of 2031.
Yes, sir.
You're not disabled,
No, sir, I'm not.
and you are unemployed because you are a full-time student,
Yes, sir.
and you've been attending Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri since this fall,
Yes, sir.
and you're there on a scholarship.
Yes, sir.
And what are your reasons for selling these payments at this time?
As of right now, I have a overdue on my balance of 4,400 for the rest of my semester, and then I'm looking to transfer schools and start my career.
I didn't hear that at all.
I said I have an outstanding balance on my account from my tuition, a balance of $4,000, and then I am planning to transfer schools and start my career.
Okay, you're going to transfer schools, what?
I'm planning on transferring schools so I can really start like getting into a career. To
Okay,
where
where are you going to transfer schools to?
Full Sail University.
For sale?
Full Sail University.
Where's it located?
It's located in Los Angeles.
All right, sorry for interrupting, but I couldn't hear the answer.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yes.
Mr. Peterson could go on. I was apologizing for interrupting him.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. So you don't have other sources of finance to pay for these purposes?
Yes, sir. I have, when I go back to school, when I go back to home, I have a job. So I do that when I'm on break or anything like that. But when I come to school, no, sir, I don't have any. I can get a work study, but
So you're intending to supplement your income by pursuing employment,
yes, sir.
and you're intending to use these funds as well as what you earn from employment to further your education.
Yes, sir.
And your interest, as I understood from our conversation over the telephone several weeks ago, was that you were interested in music production,
Yes, sir. And engineering.
and that's kind of where your focus is as far as your education.
Yes, sir.
Now, you were advised in writing to seek independent professional advice, and you would have signed off that you felt you didn't need to, and I'm referring to what's been introduced into evidence as Exhibit 3.
Yes, sir.
And do you feel like you understand the nature of this transaction? And that is, it is a sale. It's not a loan where you can pay the money back and get the payments back.
Yes, sir.
And then, are you certain you've had enough opportunity and time to understand the economic consequences of this transaction, and in that you are selling these payments at a substantial discount?
Yes, sir.
And I know you didn't talk with a lawyer or a financial counselor, but did you visit with your parents and your sister concerning this transaction?
Yes, sir. I did. I had multiple conversations with them.
All right, so your parents are involved with you pursuing your educational opportunities.
Yes, sir. Very involved.
And then your sister also is attending Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Yes, sir. She is.
All right, and so you would have had the input from your family members concerning this decision.
Yes, sir.
And do you feel, after weighing the pros and cons of this transaction, the pluses and the minuses, that this transfer of these payments at this time is in your best interest?
Yes, sir. I'm sure.
And do you feel you're getting a fair and competitive price for your payments?
Yes, sir. I do.
And are you asking that the judge approve this transaction and allow you to transfer these payments to my client?
Yes, sir. I'm asking.
Judge, I don't have any further questions of the witness at this time.
Okay, I have a few questions. What year in school are you?
I'm a freshman.
Okay. And are you going to be giving up your scholarship by changing schools?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, I am. That's just how passionate I am. Like, if you don't mind, will you allow me to flip my screen?
Well, I'm more interested in the financial aspect of what you're doing.
I'm
And
sorry.
the question I have you looked into what it would cost to get school loans and what the interest rate would be and how much you would have to pay back and comparing that against how much money you're giving up for these transfers?
No, ma'am. I have not. Honestly, I have.
And that's what you're giving up $15,000 for $5,000, wherein if you got a loan for $5,000, what would the interest rate be and what would you have to pay back in 4 years?
The interest rate, ma'am. I'm not sure.
Well, that's my point, is that it may be more economically feasible for you to keep these monies, because you're going to get your first payment in 2022, and you can defer student loan payments until you graduate and get a job. And so this is 2021. You'll have 7,000 coming in before you probably even graduate, or about the same time. You'll have 5,000, and you're getting basically 25 cents on the dollar. Whereas I didn't know if you figured out what that interest rate would be if it's 20, you only get, isn't it about a 25% interest rate where you could get a school loan with 3 to 4% interest rate? And that's what it may be more economically feasible to get a student loan and hold on to these monies than a stopgap measure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you checked into that?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
You need to sit down. Is there anybody else that you know of that, if you talk to anybody, like at the school counselor or at the school, that can, financial aid people who could tell you what the interest rate would be so you can figure this out?
Yes, ma'am. I can talk to my advisor.
Yeah. I understand what it's like to go through college. I did it. I waited till I was old. I was 30 and I had a child and a job and had to get student loans. And I paid them all off and it took me a long time, but the interest rate was such that even if you borrowed $5,000, you may end up paying back $7,000 in the long run. But in exchange, you're willing to give this company $14,000. And what I'm saying is, so instead of you paying an extra $2,000, you're really paying them a $14,000 interest rate for $5,000. And you need to be able to compare those.
Yes, I can compare them.
Yeah. And, and Mr. Peterson will tell you I'm real difficult when it comes to this stuff. But what I'd like to do is continue this for a week. And then you check into that, and then we'll resume our Zoom hearing.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. Because it's not making any sense. I've got, how about February 17th at noon? Are you available at that time? Or are you in class?
Let me check right now. I'll have to, let me see. Let me pull up my schedule. Your Honor, because this case has been continued. And
I know. Financial problems are not easy, but
you said the 17th?
yes.
Okay, I guess it'll have to be the 17th then.
Well, I can check out another date. What's a better day for you?
I really just want to get the court date over. So if we have to wait till the 17th, we'll just have to wait till the.
All right, then we'll do it on the 17th.
Is there a way we can scoot it up?
Well,
if we can scoot it up, that'd be best. But
okay, today's the 11th. Tomorrow, I could probably do it at noon, but can you get into talk to somebody about financial aid by noon tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. What was the question? Did you want me to?
You need to find out what it would cost to borrow $5,000 for student aid, what their interest rate is, and even if you defer it for 4 years, they can look at what you'd have to pay back on $5,000 in 4 years and compare it to how much you're giving up.
Okay, so what is the interest rate for?
Yeah, ask them if you borrowed $5,000 on a student loan, what would be the interest rate? And they can look at the tables and tell you how much you would have paid in total in 5 years, or what would be owed in 5 years, with the interest rate accumulating.
Okay.
Mr. Peterson, are you available tomorrow?
I am, Your Honor, although I'm concerned whether that's enough opportunity for her to find out the information the court's requesting.
Well,
It will be more than enough. The campus doesn't close until 5, so I'm on it right now. As soon as we leave, I'm getting dressed and I'm going.
yeah, just get over there and see if get over there now, and maybe they can meet you in the morning. You just need to talk to somebody about if you got a student loan, what the interest rate is on that student loan right now, and then what you would have to pay back total at the end of, let's say 4 more years.
Okay.
We need to
All
look
right.
at the economic issues. It's, I don't want you giving up 14,000 when you'd only have to really give up 2,000.
Yes, ma'am. It's just I was really trying to stay away from paying back student loans. Like I'm really not.
Oh,
I
I
really
agree
want
with
to
you
stay away.
totally. But would you borrow? Would you?
I know it doesn't make I understand what you're saying. Like I'm really selling my payments for really less than what I can. I really understand it and I grasp that. It's just I really don't want to like the whole student loan thing. I'm really not a part to that.
Yeah, but here's the problem. If you bought a house and you owned 100,000 on it, you got tired of paying a mortgage, would you sell it for 50,000 or actually 25,000 to get out from the mortgage? No, you wouldn't.
No, Your Honor.
You got to look at it. I understand nobody wants student loans, but on the other hand, why give somebody a $20 bill and they give you $4 back?
Right.
It
doesn't make sense.
doesn't make economic sense. And it just, and I understand you got more coming in, but let's at least get that figured out and go from there. All righty?
Okay, see you tomorrow at 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Peterson, you'll send us another invitation?
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. Hmm.